Hello, and thank you for joining my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are going to be doing a What's Haunting Your House for the sign of Scorpio. So we're going to take a look at something that may be needing your attention, and we're going to also take a look at some advice cards to see what it is that you can do to help resolve or better integrate it into your field of awareness so that you can move forward in peace and in power and in a state of being renewed and ready for the future. So, looking at the cards that I've made ahead of time, it appears that you have an orb in your attic. So I also got an orb for the previous reading for the sign of Cancer, so you might want to check that one out as well. But an orb is a flash of light, sometimes spherical in nature, that people might see floating around. And sometimes when you look at it, it disappears from your field of view just as quickly as you see it. And so you kind of have to look for a bit to see if what you're looking at is really what you're seeing. Or is it something that's in the corner of your eyes? Or is it reflecting off of something? And by the time you do that, sometimes it's gone. And so it feels like there may be something that is trying to get your attention, that you are getting flashes of insight about something, but you're not really sure if that's really what you're picking up, because as soon as you see it, or as soon as you realize it, it kind of flies away from your thoughts, and you're not able to really get a hold on it enough to really explore and examine it to get a full view of just what exactly it is. Now, this is taking place in your attic. And so the attic is a location that is kind of like in your higher mind. It's something like one of your thoughts. That's coming from what I feel is spirit. It's something it's almost like a download, like you're picking up this thought, this flash of insight. And it's something that's in your mind that keeps popping up. It could be something that you remember, or it could be an idea. It could be a really, really good idea for something, and that as soon as you want to try to do it, you can't really get a handle on the full details of what this stroke of genius or this idea is, but you just know that it's there, and it pops up and it fleets in and out of view. So let's take a look at the tarot, the Rider-Waite, to try to clarify this and see what else we can get. All right, I have the Two of Wands upright. So with the Two of Wands, I feel like you are getting insight or an idea about going out into the greater environment around you or in the world and taking some type of action. There's something that you need to do. There's an idea that you have, this download that you keep getting that you need to do. It could be a really, really beneficial, lucrative idea that you're having, but you're not quite sure what the details are or what exactly you need to do or how you're supposed to go about it. You just know that you keep getting this download that you're supposed to go out and make something happen. You are just maybe not 100% sure what. And because of that, I feel that you have not been taking the action, and you've kind of been letting it sit in the back burner and not do much with it. But this is saying that you need to pay more attention to it. And when you catch this flash of insight, to try to put the pieces of information that you get each time you get it together, and then add a little bit of your own sense of what you would do to try to make it happen, to kind of fill in the pieces, to fill in the patches. All right. So let's look at some oracle messages to see what we can do to kind of make this happen for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with the Divine Messenger cards, and we have the Duck. It says, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. So maybe the reason that you haven't really tried to go forth and do this is because you don't feel like you have the support for it, or you feel like it might be a very complicated endeavor to do. I think the fact that you're not getting all of the pieces that you need in order to feel comfortable enough to act on this is kind of indicative of the fact that you might lean towards being a person that is very detail oriented. You like to have a full plan. You like to know from point A to B to C to D, and then several steps beyond that, just in case you need to go in that direction. And I don't think that that's the way this is going to pan out, because this is something that's never been done before. Maybe not by anybody around you, and certainly not by you. But with this duck card, I'm picking up ducks of a feather flock together. I feel like it's important to try to maybe find people who are in the same ballpark of the thing that you think you might be trying to go into. So if it's starting a business, try to be around other people that have businesses and kind of talk with them and kind of hear what their process was for bringing whatever it was that they had into form. If it has to do with art, be around artists. If it has to do with travel, be around people that travel. If it has to do with architecture or building things, be around those people. If it has to do with, maybe tech or something, like be around people that do tech. Any of those things, if it has to do with having a family or something, be around people that have families. So this is saying that the key to really figuring out how to make this happen is to kind of be around people who can support you. And this is something that you could do in a very simple way, which is getting the support and comfort of just being with people who kind of know where you're at, maybe support groups and things like that, maybe a mentor. And this will help you a lot. All right. So let's take a look at the Shaman Oracle. And this is coming from the Mystical Shaman deck. And we have the Sun. And the card associated with that is, or the number associated with the card is 53. So let's take a look at the message for that card. Okay. All right, the Sun. The Sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it is seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark, feminine earth. It can be gentle and warming, close to sunrise or sunset, fall or winter, or it can be destructive, as in its zenith during a scorching summer. Have you been hibernating? Have you been introspective? It is time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The Sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Life is calling you to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Get out and play. Have you been shining your light for too long? Remember that daylight is only one half of the day. The night must have her equal time, and she offers us her gifts as well. Be careful not to be blinded by your light or the light of others. Do not become enamored with yourself or worship others. Beware your shadow. Revel in your midday glory, but do not be afraid of the waning of the light at dusk. All right. So I am picking up that this is a warning that maybe what's blocking you is the sense that that this is such a great, we use the word ingenious idea, and you're worried that it won't last very long, or you might not get it in front of the right people. You know that it's going to take you to some place far. It's going to take you out into the world, and you're going to be able to really make an impact. But you're getting ahead of yourself a little bit too much, and you're judging and critiquing yourself before you get a chance to do it, because you're already in the energy of the success of it or the prosperity of it. Or alternately, you could also be worried that you do this amazing thing and then it's not received, and you're worried about the downfall of it before you even get a chance to do it. And so this is saying to enjoy the moment of being in that full power of your creative energy to make something happen, and kind of embrace all of the aspects of that. You're not going to have a perfect plan that's going to be able to catch all the pitfalls, everything that could go right and everything that can go wrong. You kind of have to take that journey and be like the sun that's shining in the midday. You're not worried about what you came from, and you're not worried about the fact that the sunlight will go out, You're just enjoying the moment. You're being present in the moment. And if you're able to find people that can support you and find people who are actively doing it, that might take some of the edge off of what you are experiencing or what you are worried about experiencing, because it takes the mystery out of it. And you could kind of see people on different trajectories in their sunrise and sunset on the things that they're doing. And then you can enjoy the journey. And you can hear messages about what it was like for the people to start, what it was like when it was in its fullest shine, as it was starting to go down. What did they start to do? How did they shift their perspective? And it gives you a very well-rounded view of this process and this cycle of making this idea or this dream that you're having into a reality. Okay. All right, so let's take a look now at the Peace Oracle. Pardon me while I shuffle. Okay. All right, so the card that we got for you is Priority. All right. So, it sounds like you are needing to make this a priority. Really allow yourself to put some time and energy into making it happen. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And this is from 1 Corinthians 13:13. The most important thing you can do today is love. Embrace yourself. Your presence here is no more or no less important than that of the moon or the stars. Foster love, peace, and acceptance from within, and let it spill over into the hearts, minds, and earth around you. Identify the one thing that will make the biggest difference, be it to sit, stare, read, share, leave, write, enroll, invite, challenge, clear, clean, or connect. Do this one thing and do it well. I see what I need to do. One breath after another, I will get it done. My head, heart, and hands are trained on the one thing that will make the biggest difference to this moment, this day, this lifetime. Today, I celebrate a job well done. So I am getting that it's important for you to just be in the moment and embrace what it is that you're doing and all the phases of it. Love yourself. Be aware of what is the most important that you can do to move yourself one step further. Again, you won't be able to get it all done in one day. You won't be able to see results in one day. But if you pick out one thing that you can do that could take you a step closer, even if it's just Googling or looking up a list or groups or virtual groups of people who are doing what it is that you're doing, so that you can have a support system or some type of space like that, that's a huge step for you. And getting a little bit closer to what it is that you need to do. And with each step of the way, just enjoy and show up as fully as you can and shine as brightly as you can for each step of that journey. And that will make the overall expression of that a pleasant one and enjoyable for you. All right, Scorpio, that is what I have for your What is Haunting Your House reading. I hope that you were able to get some insight that was helpful to you and a little bit of advice about how you can possibly try to integrate and move forward into a happy future for yourself concerning this situation. So, thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. And until the next video, bye-bye.